Vola anguela o veteronugu, ako itabua. Ako do talitaina na barongo na Bula FM, nambandu na sere.
Bula, alang gonoa, ilutoka do talita ka ng Bula FM berarti ni nambandu na sere.
Ni Bula binaka, nanreke ngo sa Bula FM nga. Na kasi.
Nalang go sa mundo atibio ng Bula FM nambandu na sere nusuri.
Ni Bula binaka, nalang go Jerry, yang melambasa. Do barongo na Bula FM.
Bula FM, number 2 and seri.
In the news tonight, developments take place in Nandi family deaths. Corrupt permit practices slammed. And are consumers being taken for a ride?
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
Post-mortem details of the 5 members of the Nandi family found dead on Monday in the Nausori highlands has been released by police today. According to medical tests, the 5 died after ingesting a substance as yet unrevealed by police. Also, police confirming today that they have a person of interest who they have been questioning. But first, Felipe Naikaso with this story.
The findings of the post-mortem examination yesterday are consistent with an alleged substance ingested by all 5 victims, which resulted in their deaths. Further tests will now be carried out by the Fiji Police Force to obtain more information. The Chemistry Scientific Lab in Nasova, Suva will carry out these tests. The bodies of a 63-year-old carpenter, Nirmal Kumar, his 54-year-old wife, Usha Devi, their 34-year-old daughter, Nilesni Kajal, and her 2 daughters, aged 11 and 8, were discovered on Monday morning in the Nausori Highlands. FBC News has managed to gather that another vehicle was present at the New World Supermarket car park in Votolevu, right beside the vehicle belonging to the family. Sources have also confirmed to FBC News that there was a second vehicle used to transport a few people who were using the family vehicle. It's believed that on Sunday morning at around 9:30, the family vehicle entered the New World car park and parked at this particular spot right here. A few minutes later, a second vehicle was seen pulling up into the car park and parking right beside it. A few people got off the family vehicle and got on into the second vehicle, and sources have also confirmed that the second vehicle pulled out and exited the same way they had came in. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
We're now joined Felipe live from Nandi. Felipe, I believe there has been a development over the day in regards to Monday's dreadful find.
Jackie, we have, according to FBC News sources, 2 people were taken in for questioning, and this afternoon the state made a miscellaneous application for the 2 respondents to be questioned for more than 48 hours. However, after the defense objected to this, the court disallowed the application for 1 person, while the other is expected to be released by tomorrow. As we also mentioned earlier, no one has been arrested, and the 2 have only been persons of interest. Police also says it continues to investigate the matter, and they are also not in any position to make any comments further, apart from the fact that they have spoken to a number of persons of interest in regards to this. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that update, Felipe. Many Fijians in the past have acquired taxi permits through corrupt practices, affecting some of the Land Transport Authority's modernisation plans. The LTA carried out its taxi permit redraw for Nandi and Lautoka zones today, with the Attorney General Ayasai Kayum revealing it's a result of dishonest acts. Kelly Vadala reports.
Regulations for taxi permits have already been set by the LTA years ago, with preferences given to low-income earners.
There were families who were well off who actually applied. There were people within one family, about 4 or 5 people within one family applied. Again, that's corrupt. Again, that's being dishonest, that's being disingenuous. And the LTA then has to go through a particular process, knocking people off, getting the right people in, and this drags out the whole process. As a result of that, they have to do a redraw to complete it.
Saad Kayum says the LTA cannot run a modern-day permit system with people still engaging in corrupt activities.
Many people in the past, for example, have acquired permits through corrupt means, because they knew somebody, because they went to the same school, they went to the same church or temple or mosque, or there was corruption, somebody's paid money, or because of the same faith, same province, whatever it is. It has to be done through a proper, transparent process.
The AG was speaking at the opening of the new LTA office in Nandi. The office is part of LTA's modernization program to ensure its customers are given the best services. Kelly Vathala, FBC News.
Fiji continues to stamp its mark on the international stage, and this time taking a lead role in the protection of our oceans and marine biodiversity. With the UN Intergovernmental Conference currently underway in New York, Fiji is heading discussions on a new treaty on marine biodiversity in areas beyond national jurisdiction. Ali Kimbia with the story.
As mandated by the UN General Assembly, Pacific Islands Forum leaders converged in New York calling for mechanism to provide the necessary support for the protection of our ocean and marine life.
The experts are here as well as the member states. Seeing the negotiations pan out in the first week, I believe the negotiations format is very fluid at this stage.
With the assistance of the Office of the Pacific Ocean Commissioner in New York, improving the coordination mechanism is vital for the small island nation. Subir Nakama says discussions also focused on how processes of EIA can go beyond areas of national jurisdiction.
Whilst we are pushing for the conservation aspects, also pushing for the sustainable use of our resources, and also protecting the interests of our national governments.
Fiji is taking the lead in chairing the Pacific Small Island states in negotiating their collective positions on issues that are to make up the new treaty. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
The Consumer Council of Fiji has noticed that many Fijians are not exercising their rights as consumers, and retailers are using this as an opportunity to cheat them. Council Chief Executive Seema Shandil says some people are not aware of consumer rights, and this can be an obstacle to lodging complaints against businesses. Koroi Tandulala reports.
The Consumer Council is stepping in to help Fijians who are often silent about their basic consumer rights to ensure they get the value of their money.
We have seen that consumers are quite passive. Some of them are not confident enough to fight for their rights and demand for the right goods that they should be provided for.
Council's CEO Seema Shandil is warning traders to abide by the law, as bad business practices can reflect a negative image of the business community.
When I say businesses, it doesn't mean that all businesses are doing something wrong out there. It is just some businesses that is hurting not only the consumers but the entire business community.
The Fijian Competition and Consumer Commission is urging businesses to engage in fair dealings to avoid bad publicity.
I've got a legal mandate to make sure consumer rights are protected. For businesses, it's bad business practice to rip off consumers, because one bad consumer goes and tells 10 other bad consumers, and that's bad publicity.
The Consumer Council and the Fijian Competition and Consumer Commission are working together to ensure consumers are protected from bad business practices. The two bodies are urging traders to conduct their dealing in a transparent manner and uphold ethical practices. Koroi Tandulala, FBC News.
Up ahead, FRA reveals bridge plans. And Fijian part of 300 Planet Shakers contingent. Details after the break.
Hi, Bula. I'm Selai from Nandi. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hi, my name is Sotiama here in Ba. We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, I'm Miri. I'm from Lotoka and I love Gold FM because they play all my classic hits.
Hi, my name is Fiona from Tavua and I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hi, I'm Ini from Rakiraki. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
The existing Tamavoi Y Bridge in Lami will be demolished upon completion of the new bridge. The bridge outside Suva, which is the major link between the capital city and Lami, earlier this year was identified as needing immediate replacement. Pranita Prakash reports.
The new two-lane Tamavua Y Bridge currently being constructed is expected to be completed in the next 6 months.
Yeah, the work started, and you can see as you drive down the road now that the piling rigs are in place. So what the contractor's doing now is he's made access for himself to get to the river edge, and he's installing piles for the intermediate pier supports. That will take maybe till the end of next month. And then from there we build the pier caps, and then we start building the columns. So it's all still on track. Q1 of 2020 we should be finishing. We're trying to aim for around about February, but realistically probably March.
Chief Executive Jonathan Mua says once the new bridge is ready, the FRA will then shift its focus on the old structure.
When the new bridge opens, we will close the old bridge and we'll then demolish it and remove it completely, because we're planning to put a second bridge in the position of the existing bridge, but that will be maybe 3 years from now, to create the 4 lanes across the river.
He says the plan is to have 2 bridges each carrying 2 lanes. Mua says one bridge will carry traffic out of Suva and one will carry traffic into Suva. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
The Fiji Revenue and Customs Service had targeted to launch a small and medium enterprise support centre on the 1st of this month. However, there have been some delays. The chief executive says there were some challenges which slowed work on the project, but now it's expected to be finished by the end of this month.
Chief Executive Vishwanath Das has highlighted that through the support centre, the small and medium enterprises will be able to access services similar to Gold Card service.
Similar to Gold Card service kind of relationship managers, whereby you can go and you can get very senior people serving you, actually at the level of managers, chief assessors, auditor level service, whereby one-stop shop and you can get all your relevant information for SME support.
He also admitted that the current tax information system has outlived its life. Vishwanath Das says people have experienced wrong posting on waiver penalties.
I actually cannot do anything about it, except for case by case I can manually fix it. But I'm investing into a $48 million new system, which is going to be online, at your disposal. You lodge online, you pay online, you make your tax clearance applications online. If it's all good, you get it in your taxpayer portal. You don't have to come to the tax office.
The FRCS had earlier engaged an independent company to do a customer survey, and unfortunately the first attempt was unsuccessful. It was revealed that FRCS customers fear victimization. However, Vishwanath Das has assured that as an organization they have systems and processes in place. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
Aspiring artist Joe Vatuvivila is in the country with a group of 300 people as part of the Believe Fiji movement. It was born out of a vision to bring sustainable change and development. The movement operates under the Planet Shakers Church Ministry of Australia, and it aims to empower Fijians to realise their potential. Apinisa Wangarandovu reports.
Born and bred in New Zealand, Vatuvivila spent a few of his childhood years in Fiji and says the mission is to bring positive impact in the 5 key spheres of influence: leadership, business, education, health and the church. He says that the challenge for Fiji is our way of thinking and we need to break barriers for greater achievements.
We want a young Fijian boy or girl coming to a Believe event to go away thinking that they could do something significant in the world, and it's not just rugby. I'm an example of that. Hopefully I'm an example of that through music and even through leadership. Leadership as well, and look at this Fiji water is right in front of us. It's a global thing. Hollywood knows of Fiji.
Meanwhile, Planet Shakers International Director Neil Smith says they believe in building the future by preparing young people to become influencers and positive contributors to society.
It's great what we see with the rugby, but we don't want Fiji just to be known as a nation that's rugby. It's got so many more things that it offers, and we want to continue to champion what already is greatness in the nation.
Believe Fiji will host a night rally in Churchill Park, Lautoka this weekend and in Suva at the ANZ Stadium next weekend. The team says they believe that these 2 weeks in Fiji will be a catalyst for lasting transformation. The National Night celebration will feature Planet Shakers Band. Apinisa Wangarandovu, FBC News.
Registration of patients with the Fiji Cancer Society continues to increase every year. This was highlighted by the Society's CEO Belinda Chan, who says the increase is an indication of more people presenting themselves at hospitals instead of resorting to other forms of treatment. Chan adds they have also seen an increase in the number of people battling cancer and continue to support all cancer patients registered with them. She adds in July alone, 15 new cancer patients were registered and are now being assisted by the Cancer Society.
We understand that the Ministry of Health will have their own database, but for us it's
it's our records to show to the people of Fiji who support us in our work that this is where your money is going to. These are the number of people we're helping, and this is how we're helping them. And this is the number of times they've accessed the services. You know, so we want to make sure that everything is transparent. So each month we've seen an increase in patient registration, which means there is an increase in people diagnosed with cancer.
And Kroy joins us now with the latest in business.
Thank you, Jackie. Coming up, Bread Bank lays out plans. And in growing Fiji, moves underway to rejuvenate rice farming. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Shamiza. And I'm Salma. We're from Nandi and we love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
My name is Rajnita Lata and I'm from Vatulaloba. और हम सब मिर्ची एफएम सुनता है because it's hot.
Hi, my name is Vinita. I'm from Lambasa. I love listening to Mirchi FM. It's #1.
हमारा नाम सागर रेड्डी है। हम लोग स्कूल में, हम लोग घर में और कहीं भी रहता हम लोग खाली मिर्ची एफएम सुनता। गोल्ड टाउन तावा में मिर्ची एफएम दागो मामा।
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Financial connections, trade, investments and region integration are some of the key priorities of the Bread Bank. Bread Bank Group of Companies Chief Executive Olivier Klein, who is currently in Fiji, says as they develop their presence in the South Pacific, they will ensure that they provide the best financial services. Klein says they're also working on fostering relationships with businesses in Pacific Island countries. Meanwhile, Klein is currently visiting its branches in the South Pacific Island countries as part of the bank's 100th-year anniversary.
Coming here to celebrate also the 100-year anniversary of Bread. It has been created in Paris 100 years ago, in 1919. So we made a big celebration in Paris in March, but in every country I go for my visits, I celebrate that also.
The Turkey Affairs Board has signed a memorandum of understanding with the British High Commission to fund a financial literacy program. The MOU will see the British government providing about $26,000 for training in 14 villages across Fiji. The program will promote business programs, entrepreneurship, and small and micro businesses. One village in every province will be covered.
We are honoured to be working with you in aiding this cause, as we do see rural communities as the largest unserved market for financial services, and ensuring financial inclusion can unlock considerable economic potential of rural areas.
With an expected coordination of agriculture, ecotourism, joint venture, lease money and other commercial forms of income generating avenues.
Joining us now is Sinifa from HFC Bank with the latest from the money markets.
The US dollar held on to gains against the safe haven yen today. Subsiding recession worries calmed the markets after earlier volatility. The pound, however, lost a bit of ground as investors became increasingly worried about a hard Brexit. Sterling also fell about 0.6% against the greenback last night. This was after the British Prime Minister moved to suspend Parliament, seen as a bid to limit debate ahead of the October 31st deadline for the UK to leave the European Union. That increased expectations of a no-deal Brexit, which would mean a departure without trade agreements in place. Sentiment in the currency market is likely to remain fragile because there are still signs of stress. The US Treasury yield curve remains inverted, which is commonly considered a sign of an impending recession. That's all from HFC Bank for now. Vinaka.
Here are today's exchange rates as set this morning. The foreign exchange market is somewhat calmer with words that the US and China may talk again. The Fiji dollar was down against the Chinese yuan and the US greenback, but gained against the currencies of our two major trading partners, Australia and New Zealand. The dollar also rose against the Japanese yen, but dropped slightly against the kina and the euro. Commodity prices were on the rise. The oil price was up slightly, still above $55 a barrel. Gold dropped a few dollars to $1,541 per ounce, and silver closed up at $18.37 per ounce. Fiji Rice Limited is working at setting up 2 rice mills, one in the central and one in the western division. Chairman Raj Sharma says this is being done to provide farmers the opportunity to supply their rice to the mills which are nearby. Catherine Krishna reports.
Fiji Rice Limited Chairman Raj Sharma says they are on the lookout for farmers who are willing to start rice production on a larger scale.
We have called up expression of interest for suppliers of mills with a minimum of 5 tons that they can supply. So we are looking at to set up 2 mills in VT level. In particular, one could be between the range of Ba to Ra. You look at, and the other one could be in Nasori or even in Navua.
Sharma says they have also called for expression of interest for suppliers of the mill, harvesters and rice dryers.
We are trying to back up. There is no risk of any market because we'll be available to pick it up. Currently, we are picking around 50 to 80 tons of rice from here. So any mill to run, we're basically looking at about 200 tons of rice.
Fiji Rice says 2 new varieties of rice has also been introduced.
These varieties of seeds will be provided to the growers on the condition that they harvest two crops in a year. And these varieties are also sustainable on the dry land. So you will be able to plant even on the dry land and supply to us.
Sharma says all this is being done to revive rice farming in the country. He says idle land can now be used by farmers to plant the newly introduced varieties for a better yield. $1.2 million will be invested in the 2 mills. Catherine Krishna, FBC News.
That's it from business. Tonight, sports is up next with Jamie.
Thanks, Koroi, and good evening and sports tonight. Flying Fijians to come out guns blazing against Tonga. A new board for Fiji Volleyball Federation. There's some more coming up.
Natango merea maramani waya manatu sawa aweti kitu tunde nandi ya ndo marata kana baronga na Radio Fiji 1.
Yawa asna vatili yawa maga Monica. Tondo baronga vale bona doma ibiti lambasa.
Bula natango aprosa ngarse ngor kraki do televe no baronga na Radio Fiji 1 na doma ibiti. Natango tsani bukia ngoni na mosi ando talita kana baronga na Radio Fiji 1 na doma ibiti so.
Radio Fiji 1 na doma.
The Flying Fijians should come out firing against Tonga on Saturday to get the upper hand early in the match, going up against a traditionally physical side. Leone Nakarau believes they will need to take this approach to get a good run in their final game before the World Cup. Aquila Dama with this report.
History and statistics favor the Flying Fijians over Tonga as Fiji has won 59 of their last 89 outings, but the Kalitahi had the better of Fiji when they last met.
We've been demanding each other. This game won't be easy. This game will be physical. You know, the Tongans, they're so physical. But that's what we are trying to come and test during training run. Just coming to start early, bring the right mindset and bring the physicality to training, and then we're gonna carry it on to Saturday during the game.
A lot depends on this game against Tonga, as it will give a fair indication of where we are at before the Rugby World Cup in 4 weeks' time.
The boys have done the hard work. Now they're in New Zealand. The target is to perform well against Tonga, to see that we're in the right direction. And then when they return, it's a journey to Japan then. So they fly out on the 6th of September.
The Flying Fijians play Tonga at 4:30 p.m. on Saturday at Eden Park in Auckland, New Zealand. Aquila Dama, FBC Sports.
The Fiji Rugby Union today announced a new partnership with Mobil Oil Fiji. FRU CEO John O'Connor says the deal is a positive contribution to rugby and the community through its youth programs. The sponsorship will see Mobil becoming the exclusive fuel supplier for the FRU, with its outlets to also sell tickets and merchandise.
The partnership is timely because in the next few months we'll be receiving our 2 big buses that are being donated by China, and also timely because our boys are about to leave for Japan, and it signifies a new journey again.
The Fijian Drua will compete under experimental rules in the NRC this weekend. One is a rugby league style 50-22 or 22-50 kicking rule, while the other is a line dropout when the ball is held up over the line. The latter rule is one that should excite plenty of forwards following years of heading to a 5-meter scrum after stopping a try over the line. But whether or not the experimental rules will become a game changer, both in Drua and Brisbane City are just eager to start the new season. Sevuri and George Bridge might only have 6 tests between them, but the two have emerged as the preferred finishers for the All Blacks. Owen Frank's submission presents a huge opportunity for Chiefs prop Nepo Laulala. The 27-year-old was impressive in the crucial second Bledisloe Cup, but still wasn't sure he would be included in the World Cup squad. With not much money and barely a ground to train on, the under-18 USP Raiders didn't let that deter them from achieving their goal. In fact, they used those setbacks as motivation in the under-18 Rugby League final win over the West Fiji Dolphins. Faria Begum has more.
Obstacles did not hinder the USP Raiders to overcome the West Fiji Dolphins, who had been holding the title for the past 4 years, says coach Jone Seveti.
We don't have any sponsors with us to get us on our long journey. As we went down and played in the semis, we went down and played in the final. And we have to take money out from our own pocket and to go down and attend the semi-final and the final. And we are so fortunate that we won that game.
Seveti says the lack of facilities stood out like a sore thumb.
We don't have good ground as other teams have. We have coconut trees in the middle of the ground, which we have to dodge during our training, during our game time. And we also have some steel that are popping out from the ground, and there are gravels everywhere. So it's a big achievement for us.
Team Vice Captain John Ambunio says spirituality played a big role for the team.
Even though there wasn't enough sports gear, we have Korban where we camped for 1 month fast. We pray. There was pastors who helped us, who motivate us to overcome those circumstances.
The under-18 USP Raiders team have proven when there is a will, there will always be a way. Faria Begum, FBC Sports.
Fiji Mbati Hoka Pisai Koreisau is set to join the Canterbury Bulldogs. Koreisau is expected to sign a 3-year deal with the team after being told his future lay elsewhere by Manly coach Des Hasler. The Warriors were earlier reported to have been interested in the 26-year-old, but now they appear to have missed out on signing Koreisau, with the Manly rake reported to be close to joining the Bulldogs for next season. An official announcement on Koreisau's future is expected in the coming days. Linganguki Suba is the new president of the Fiji Volleyball Federation. He was appointed along with a new board after a special general meeting at Fasanok. Nguki Suba is excited about taking up the role and has big plans for the federation.
One thing that I would like to assure those who support the sport and those who are keen followers of volleyball is going to be a collaborative approach. Us, the new board, the new management, together with the association and those that play the sport. It's not going to be just we formulating all the strategy and we implement. Well, the path forward will be a collaborative approach.
In tonight's play of the day, after appearing to score what would have been the winner for Ludogorets against Slavia Sofia, midfielder Wanderson runs off in celebration, leapfrogging the advertisement hoardings and kissing his wife in the crowd. However, unbeknown to the Brazilian, the goal had been ruled out for offside. To make matters worse, the goal should have been given as the player was in an onside position when the cross was delivered. The game finishing 0-0. That's it from sports and new media. After the break, a little history about the creation and use of emojis. Stay with us.
हमारा नाम उमेश कुमार, हम रहता है लेबू और रेडियो फीजी में हरदम सुनता है, बहुत पुराना गाना लगे और बहुत रोज तक सुनता है, बहुत अच्छा लगे हमको।
उमेश चंद्रा और कांता चंद्रा हमारा वाइफ है,
हम लोग रेडियो फीजी 2 बहुत सुंदर से सुनता है, बहुत अच्छा प्रोग्राम, नंबर 1 रेडियो।
कुमारस्वामी नायक है, गोंगवा लुगु लटोका। रेडियो फीजी 2 में पुराना गाना लगे, हमें बहुत अच्छा लगे।
कुमार नाकाफी में रहता है, रेडियो फीजी 2 सुनता है।
रेडियो फीजी 2, देश की धड़कन।
In New Media Tonight, new sets of emojis are released each year, but did you know they were created by everyday people? And the beautiful Angie joins us now with weather.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. We have made it to Friday Eve once again. Weekend mood starts from today. The weather today was amazing with light showers in the bag. Let's quickly hop on to the west. This side of the country never disappoints. Spells got more brighter as we got into the day. Eastwards from Pekhaba to Suva, cloudy with good afternoon spells, showers to intrude later tonight. And up north, a breezy one with afternoon to evening showers lined up. At sea, cool southeast winds 10 to 15 knots, moderate to rough seas. For the tides, low tide at 11:37 p.m. with high tide at 5:49 a.m. Sunrise will be at 5:42. For tomorrow, light rainy weather. It's a Friday, but don't let rain bother you, but instead let it make you feel relaxed. It's only a Friday. Tomorrow's temps, cool centers all around. And looking further on to Saturday, showers will dominate later in the afternoon, but hopefully that changes to bright full sunshine. And it's back to you, Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fijian Pulse, we asked, should local authors be given more support to showcase their work?
I believe should given to be to the locals, because they are the only ones know the Fijians, and every story is of our locals.
I think it's a good idea. I think it is good because we recognize the efforts of our local instead of bringing. I'm not saying they are bad, but why don't we look within what we have and grow it and make it useful for our own citizens.
Yes, they should. We should encourage that, I suppose, through various means like in universities or more promotions and more opportunities in any other way that they can be guided on, particularly on what is expected out of them.
Yes, I believe they should. It's our right of speech. We need to voice out our opinions because this is Fiji and we live in Fiji.
In the world of the weird and the wonderful, most of us love our coffee and wouldn't trade it for anything. Well, what about if you were to wear your coffee? Confused? Recapping the main stories for tonight, developments take place in Nandi family deaths, corrupt permit practices slammed, and our consumers being taken for a ride. Now for these stories and others, tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. Our poll question, we're asking, is Fiji progressing towards achieving gender equality? Visit our FBC website to answer. And our shot of the day from John, showing an absolutely gorgeous day out on the Coral Coast. You can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj, via Facebook page FBC News, via Twitter page @FBC_news, #FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, stay safe. Good night.
We love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Bulaminaka, I'm Linda Fong. I studied Suva. I love listening to Today FM because they play latest music and they rock.
Hi, my name is Asnate. I'm from Ba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Bula, I'm Makereta from Nandi. We love listening to Today FM. Here in Nandi, it rocks.
Hi, I'm Shania. I'm from Lotoka and I love Today FM and it rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.